Welcome to Clean Conversations. I'm your co-host Tim, and joining with me as always is Roy. Today we're going to unpack one of the most important questions that I found because it's actually the start of the journey once you start getting the answers. So what better way now than for Roy, if you don't mind giving us a breakdown about the question, and where is X and whereabouts is X?
Location questions. Some will consider them also Jedi questions. And I believe that in the Clean Language book, if I'm not mistaken, they refer to these as the address questions. When we meet new people, usually we ask them, where are you from? Well, first we ask them what's their name, and that is equivalent to, and what kind of X is that X? Or is there something else, anything else about X? These are the name questions, and the address is, and where about is X, or where is X? As human beings, most things have location. The location can be, of course, imaginary or metaphorical. Many times people will speak and they'll talk about something, it's here, or I feel it in my stomach, or I can imagine something. It's like you see them looking at the horizon. Things have locations most of the time.
Wait, so people always know where things are, even
No,
if they don't know?
no, if they don't know, they don't know. Okay. But many times people do not know that they know until you ask them. As an example, Tim, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing really good, thanks.
And what kind of good is that good?
I'm pretty happy, good, because I don't have to work today. So it's a non-working good.
So it's a non-working good. And where is non-working good?
I would say now it's behind my left eyebrow.
Okay. What does that give us? Let's say that we do get the location. Then you can say, what can I do with that location? What is that? It puts sort of like it puts a pin on a map. Like now you can acknowledge. And now I can talk about that not work happy, which is behind your left eyebrow, and you can go there, right? Like
Hmm.
when we know where things are, and then we point the person to go to that place, they can connect to it. They can visualize it, imagine it, feel it, sense it. They form a deeper connection with it.
Right. That's what I wanted to know is when you get a location, what can you actually do with that location? You can't go visit it because that's theirs. So you can actually manipulate that location somehow.
We can ask questions about the locations as well. Like, is there anything else about that location? Right? Maybe,
Right.
maybe there's something else there. We can ask about relationship between things and that location. Right now, for that short 3 questions demo, we're right in the beginning. But if we
Yep.
continue with things and we get more information about other things, we can start to ask about relationships. Now we have sort of an anchor that we can relate to later on in the questions.
Okay, so you can always come back to the location when you want to compare something
Right.
similar.
Let's say that we work with a person and they talk about stress and they feel the stress in the stomach. And we ask them what they want, and they said that they want to feel free. Or we can ask, where does the stress come from? And they say work. Then we can ask, is there a relationship between work and stomach,
Oh, wow. Okay, so not work and stress, but work and location.
for example.
Wow. So location actually is really close to like being a Jedi question because it's giving you an anchor.
Right.
And from there, you can set out and explore and continue to come back to the anchor and see, okay, where's that? Because is that because the anchor, like the first anchor that you find like that, is it the most important? Or is it just because it was the first one that came up and we try to relate back to each time to the anchor?
I don't know if there's a most important anchor in this,
Okay.
so I don't know.
The reason I ask is when we do those clean language sessions on Sunday, I'm third in line to ask my questions. And the person who went first, oh, that's beautiful little location anchor. And I'm waiting and I'm like, oh, but now we're at a part where, oh, maybe it doesn't shift to relate to that anchor. Could I still relate to that anchor?
Yes, of
You
course.
like at any time you can go back and explore, even if it
That's
doesn't feel like it's flowing.
yes, that's the
Okay.
beauty of an anchor because once we have that, then I believe that because we sort of signaled it out together with the person, of course, we ask them, they give us
Yeah.
location. So now they're aware of where it is. Whenever we go back there, there's a high probability that they will know what we're talking about, even if it's 10 or 15 or 20 questions later, because it was signaled out, sort of like really being an anchor, putting a pin in there, it will be easy to revisit that place.
Right.
We have the question, and where is X? And you can go deeper into it. And where about? Because sometimes people will say, for example, it's in my head. And where about in your head is that? And like left side, right side, front, back, whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's in front of me. Like let's say a person will say, I feel blocked. You can ask, and where about you feel blocked? Or where about is blocked?
Mhm.
Person say, in front of me. Okay, so now you know that there's a block in front of them.
So you couldn't ask how far is that block? Because if it's in front, does can you find the distance somehow cleanly? Or does
You
that matter?
can. You can ask how far in front of you is that block. You can also use that, and where about in front of you is that block?
That's the one. Yes. So you can actually follow up on the where.
Right.
Okay. Yep. All right. That's what I was looking for. Right there. I'll be using that one next time I get to use clean language,
Do
which
you have
happens to
a
be.
recommendation? Hmm?
I do actually have a recommendation, Roy. How spot on are you?
Oh,
Yes. Sundays, 11 a.m. Eastern. You can join us as we practice for 1 hour. Ask the questions. You can be the subject. Really, really, especially for the first timers, we treat you really, really well. And I'd implore that you all come and join us. And Roy, why don't you tell them how they can sign up?
well, you can come to our website, which is welcome.noticeyourchange.com. And you just sign up and you will get invitations from us. You can also join the Facebook group and you can also practice by yourself, right? Team.
Speaking of practicing with yourself, which I get to do a lot with because we're working on some other very interesting tools soon to be released. But I have a challenge for everyone this week. I want you to, in a moment of stress, to find out, ask yourself, where is that stress? Where is that feeling? Whereabouts? Don't change it, just notice it. Your change.
Thank you very much, Tim.
It was a pleasure, Roy, and we'll see you next week when we go beyond the words, tracking the metaphors and the music in between.